Welcome back, everybody. So my next movie review for you is Batman vs Superman: Dawn of Justice. So before I get into this movie review, if you enjoy watching my reviews, if you could please like, share and subscribe to my channel, that would be very, very much appreciated. So Batman vs Superman was released on the 25th of March 2016. Its director was Zack Snyder. It was made on a budget of 300 million US dollars and made 873.6 million US dollars in the box office. The cast in this movie consists of Ben Affleck, Henry Cavill, Amy Adams, Jesse Eisenberg, Gal Gadot, Jeremy Irons, Holly Hunter, Diana Lane, plus many, many others. So in this Batman vs Superman movie, we follow billionaire playboy Bruce Wayne, who believes that Superman is a threat after his battle in Metropolis. He then takes on his secret identity as Batman to go and take him on. And he really has no fear about taking on Superman in any way, shape, or form. So, Batman vs Superman, what do I honestly think about this movie? Now, I'm going to be reviewing the director's cut, not the theatrical cut of this movie as well. Now, I generally liked the theatrical cut which came out, but the director's cut, there is a longer movie and it does actually explain a lot. And I do actually enjoy this movie quite a lot as well, to be fair. I also know that this movie got a lot of mixed reviews. There's people that hate it and there's people that like it. I am in the category of I actually generally like this movie, but I like the director's cut more than the theatrical cut, and I'll get into those reasons right about now. So here we go, Batman vs Superman movie review. Like I said at the beginning of this video, there are two sets of people in this, well actually potentially three. Okay, there's people that really enjoy this movie. I'm in that category, and I really, really do. There are people that are on the fence with this movie, and there are people that really, really dislike this movie. I've spoken to so many people about this movie, and a lot of them go, yeah, I didn't really enjoy it, or anything like that. And then I go, have you watched the director's cut? And they go, there's a director's cut? And the answer is yes, there is a director's cut, which is an extra 20 to 30 minutes longer than the actual theatrical cut, and actually does explain quite a lot of the plot holes from the original release. And I always recommend anybody to go off or go back and watch the director's cut, because it is a more of an entertaining watch. It explains a lot. A lot of this footage is more at the beginning hour of this movie, but it explains a lot more. And before anybody comments on this review or this movie, and if it's negative, and if you haven't seen the director's cut, go off and watch it, then come back, tell me what you think. If you still dislike it, it's all good, it's all cool. It's not a movie for everybody, but for me, it's an enjoyable watch. I like this movie for so many reasons, which I'm just about to get into, and I just get a lot of enjoyment from this. It's as simple as that. The first thing that stands out for me in this is it is following some quite darker, grittier kind of tones. I generally really, really enjoy this new kind of fresh kind of take on it. Okay, you get the darker tones in the 1989 Batman. You've got darker tones in the Dark Knight trilogy. But in this movie, we see a Batman who has gone through a lot. He's been Batman for 20 years plus. He's battle hardened, scarred, gone through a lot of trauma, and there isn't a lot of thought and thinking behind him. There is thought and thinking, but he's very much gone through the mill since being or becoming Batman. And yes, in a certain respect, he thinks he is the law and above the law. But I generally like this aspect because you get to see what being a superhero or a hero of that kind of stature has an effect on you after so many years. And I think Ben Affleck played it really, really well. He has got this playboy kind of life to him, but you also know that there are certain things that happen in his life that he is affected by. Being Batman and doing everything he is or does as Batman at this time after he, all the things that happened. It's just, I think it's a really, really good. It's actually more than really, really good. I actually really, really enjoy this kind of new side or new direction of Batman because he is a dark character and he is a very dark character. The DC universe is naturally a darker kind of universe compared to Marvel. And I loved what Ben Affleck did here, whether it was playing Bruce Wayne or Batman. The only problem I've got with the Batman side of it is that he did deserve a standalone movie because you never really got to see Ben Affleck portray him in his true context, as in, like I said, a standalone movie. That would have been absolutely fantastic in every way. Whether the movie was good or whether I thought the movie was good is a completely different story. But you never really got a true kind of sense of what Ben Affleck could do as Batman. And from what the brief bits I saw throughout this movie, I was on board with his character. It's like the same as Henry Cavill coming back to play Superman. I absolutely love Henry Cavill coming back, playing Superman. I think he really is really, really good. In this movie, he is absolutely pretty damn good, to be fair, because you get to see him going through the consequences of the battle in Metropolis, what people think of him. Again, two sides of the story here. There are people that absolutely love Superman, and there's other people there that just think he is a menace and a bit of a big problem who's going to attract more trouble to Earth. I liked what they did here, and I generally liked how Henry Cavill kind of showed that kind of how he was dealing with it. It's absolutely fantastic in every single way. And the movie is just, to me, an enjoyable watch, and that's just from those two performances, okay? And to put them in a big battle together, and yes, okay, the majority of this movie is building up to a battle that lasts probably no more than 7 minutes. Just to watch those two battle it out, it's just absolutely fantastic in every single way. Yes, I believe that they could have put more into that fight scene, but I still enjoyed it. Batman doesn't care in here. He has no problems with taking on an alien with unprecedented strength and certain powers which could destroy him just like that. And he could, but he also knows that Superman has some sort of humanity to him and he isn't going to go full out on a human. He knows that Batman isn't superhuman, so he knows he won't kill him, but this is his leverage. This is his kind of, advantage to try and beat Superman. It's as simple as that. There are many other things in this movie I really enjoy, which I'm not going to get too into depth with because I think you can already kind of establish I actually really enjoy this. The fight sequences in this are absolutely well choreographed as well. The Batman fight sequence in the warehouse is absolutely fantastic in every single way. I've never seen Batman like that apart from in, say, like maybe the animated kind of movies, how brutal he is, as in like The Dark Knight Returns, which was a comic and a animated movie that came out before Batman vs Superman. Absolutely fantastic. Dark. People say Batman doesn't kill. Again, you're seeing Batman at a later stage in his life, which just is a little bit more chiseled, he's a little bit more broken. He hasn't got the same morals that he had when he first became Batman. He's scarred. He's been doing this for a long time. Absolutely fantastic. Fight scene, like I said, between Batman vs Superman, absolutely badass. And the one thing out of this whole movie is that there is no fear from Batman towards Superman in any way, shape or form, and he delivers the best line to Superman, knowing that Batman is human and Superman knows that Batman's human, and he goes and delivers a line like this.
Next time they shine your light in the sky, don't go to it. The bat is dead. Bury it. Consider this mercy.
Tell me. Do you bleed? You will.
It's as simple as that. Honestly, generally, it's just, I loved what they did here. I loved dark tones. I love this. I did actually generally like the story, the majority of the story. Going on to Jesse Eisenberg as Lex Luthor. Okay, he is not the best choice in any way. There are better people to play Lex Luthor, so his character was a little bit off. He was more of this kind of giggly, kind of geeky kind of villain, which he wasn't really intimidating or like Lex Luthor that you would see. So, or would like to see. I get that. I admit that it is not a good choice. There are other things which are slightly off. The introduction of Doomsday. It's one of them. They had to do something else. They couldn't. It couldn't just be about Batman versus Superman, because essentially the title of this movie is Batman versus Superman: Dawn of Justice. It was the birth of the Justice League as such, so they had to throw in something else. The introduction of Doomsday in this movie, okay, I'm not necessarily on board with that, but I understand why they did this. But we got the introduction to Wonder Woman here, which led on to one of the best standalone DC movies ever, which is Wonder Woman. Absolutely fantastic. And again, she doesn't have much dialogue in this movie, but her presence on screen, or the Trinity as well on screen, absolutely fantastic in every single way. I just loved. There are parts of this movie that I really, really enjoy. There are other parts of this movie I don't enjoy as much. But as a whole, as a general, I still get exactly the same amount of enjoyment from this movie than from the first. I'll correct that. I get more enjoyment from the director's cut of this movie, but I still enjoy the theatrical cut of this movie. But I also understand why some people don't like this, and I also understand why some super fans or Batman fans don't like this as well. Okay, they tried to cram in quite a fair bit into this movie. There are certain things which are out of context. Jesse Eisenberg as Lex Luthor, not a good choice. I have to be honest with you on that one. But things that I enjoy are the performances from Ben Affleck. I would like to see him in a standalone. I really enjoyed how Henry Cavill portrayed Superman and Clark Kent in this movie. The struggle of knowing that there are people out there that aren't particularly keen on him, and then yet there's people there that love him to bits. I do enjoy the storyline as well. It's not the best storyline in any way, shape, or form. It is a little bit predictable in certain ways, I have to be honest. But if I was going to give this, and I'm going to touch on this bit before I give this a rating as well. There is a scene in there between Batman and Superman where Superman says Martha. Okay, and I know that this kicked off online because I was following it quite a lot. I wanted to know what everybody else's thoughts were. And there was, because Bruce Wayne and Superman or Clark Kent mother both have the same name, and they say he went out of this kill rage and all that kind of stuff just through the saying of Martha. I've watched so many videos, and I have to agree, and I've watched this movie a lot of times to be fair, and it is the fact that the only reason why Batman kicked out of his kind of kill rage is because Batman never actually thought that Superman had a mother. And a lot of people have said this, and I've watched this scene quite a few times, and it kind of makes sense. There's that kind of realization that yes, he's an alien, but he was actually raised by humans, so he never thought at any point that he had a mother. And I kind of get there is more to that, and if you've seen the same videos as I have, you understand. But I get it. Okay, it's not exactly how I'd like to have seen that in any way, shape, or form, but I get what they were trying to do. As a whole, as a general, I enjoyed this movie. The theatrical cut, I would give this a rating of 7.5 out of 10. The theatrical cut, 7.5 out of 10. The director's cut, I would give that I would give it a 9 out of 10, to be fair, because majority of the movie I actually enjoyed. There are problems with this, okay? The introduction of Doomsday, I wasn't 100% keen on that as such. Jesse Eisenberg as Lex Luthor, wasn't 100% keen on that as well. There are certain little bits of the plot that I disagree with, knowing that I'm a fan of Batman, of the Batman universe or the DC universe, but as a general, I still get entertainment from this movie, and I still very much enjoy it, and that is the reason why I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. That's the director's cut. So please stay tuned for 5 bonus facts to do with Batman vs Superman, which are just about to come up right about now. So here we go. 5 bonus facts to do with Batman vs Superman. So fact number 1: the Batsuit was based on the Batsuit that appeared in the 1986 novel or comic book from Frank Miller. And to be honest with you, the first time I saw that Batsuit, I went, "Yep, I know where that Batsuit's based from." And if you've seen The Dark Knight Returns, the animated movie part 1 and part 2, you know exactly what I'm talking about, and this is why I enjoy this so much, because it felt so familiar to that animated movie. So fact number 2: after seeing his performance in Cloud Atlas, the studio wanted Tom Hanks to play Lex Luthor. Apparently there were other people that they were considering, but the first thoughts or the first choices were apparently Tom Hanks. Now, thinking about that, I honestly don't think that would work either. I really, really don't, in any way, shape, or form. There are better people out there to play Lex Luthor, in my personal opinion. Fact number 3: Superman only has 43 lines of dialogue, and Gal Gadot only has 16 lines of dialogue in the whole movie, which I kind of knew anyway. He doesn't really say a lot as Superman. So, fact number 4: Ben Affleck gained 20 pounds of muscle and reached 8% body fat for his role as Batman. That is dedication, and to be fair, he was actually kind of ripped in this. He was a powerhouse, absolutely fantastic. Never seen a Batman like that before, and I absolutely loved it. Excuse me. Fact number 5: in the movie, we see a Robin costume which reads, "The joke is on you," which is a reference to Jason Todd, who served as the second Robin who was tortured and beaten to death by the Joker, which is another reason why Batman was so dark, because this actually traumatized Batman quite a lot. The fact that he let the Joker, or he couldn't get there in time before the Joker tortured and killed Jason Todd. It's another reason why he's so scarred. It's another reason why they put this little scene in there to emphasize exactly how broken and scarred Bruce Wayne is from the events of being Batman. It's as simple as that. And there were a lot of facts on this movie, to be fair, and I just chose those ones. So on that note, please tell me what you think. Put it in the comments down below as normal. I hope you all have a great rest of the day, whatever you're doing. Please take care, and goodbye.